Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today I'm going to be making an embellishment piece. This is based on a challenge that I'm trying to meet in Kiki's sale, and as you all know, I get a lot of my bits and pieces from Kiki's sale to use in my projects, and so I want to use as much of the stuff that I get from there as possible on this piece, and then I'm using a few other items as well that I've gotten from various places, from Happy Mail and things like that. But a lot of this comes from Kiki's sale. And then I want to show you, this is what it is we're doing an embellishment piece. It started out to be a challenge where everybody was going to use the little snap buttons, and not everybody had those, and so they changed the requirements and said whatever you could use as your bottom piece would be fine, whether it be a button or something like that. I don't have any large buttons. I don't know why. I'm sure I have some around here somewhere. I can't find them. So I'm going to use this little piece of, this is just a little wood slice that I'm going to use for mine. It's my pretend button. And so that's what we're going to start with. I have some little embellishment pieces here as well. So I'm going to be throwing some of these in there. And I think it's going to be a really, really pretty piece when it's done. I'm going to be mixing and matching colors because I know this is more kind of a fall color, but I'm going to be adding some other items in here to sort of mix and match that color with maybe some pinks. Now, I know some of you will go, ew, that's not acceptable, but for me, I tend to like to mix and match colors. I like to put purple with pink. That is my favorite color combination in the whole world, purple and pink. So this time I'm just going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to add this flower and some other things in those sort of basic fall colors and some pink. So we'll see how this turns out. I hope you guys like it. And Dee, this one's for you. I just have to do a shout out to my friend Dee because I love her so much. She's just a doll, and I promised that I would make this tutorial for her. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and see if I want to use this pink piece of lace, or do I want to use this this cream colored piece of lace. And I'm kind of thinking the cream color will go better to kind of mix and match these colors together in a little bit more streamlined fashion. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to sort of off-center this piece because the flower is going to kind of be put right in this area, and so I want to have some of this lace hanging off the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue gun here, and I'm just going to stick this lace down, and we'll just kind of go around. We'll go around on this piece of wood so that it will stick down across the entire top. And I'm just going to cut off a couple of the little stringies that I see here on this piece of lace. Okay, so that's really all we have so far. The other thing I'm going to be putting on this is I'm going to be using, I had picked up some of these leaves, and they are velvety on one side and silky on the other side. I'm going to do these velvet side up. I had actually thought about making a velvet rose because I had the most beautiful that I got from my friend Debbie. I have the most beautiful crushed velvet pieces that I'm wanting to make some roses out of, but I just haven't gotten around to testing it out yet, so I didn't want to test it out on this video. So we're going to go ahead and use this flower this time. Let me move some of these little bits out of the way. And I want to make sure that I stay sort of in the middle of the screen here. So it's too bad you guys can't yell at me when I get off camera. I really wish you could, because I turned it the wrong way. Oh no. I'm going to take that off. That's going to be covered anyway. No big deal. I meant to have this coming off this way. So I'm doing this upside down right now, you guys. So that's what got me turned around. So I'm just going to put 2 of these leaves on here. And I'm using my Gorilla hot glue. And we're just going to kind of stagger those like that. And then the next piece that's going to go on is going to be this flower. And then I'm just going to kind of try and work around this flower as I go. I'm going to keep it sort of up off to the side. So we'll get some glue on there. And we're going to put that flower right there towards the top of the piece. I wanted to move that over. I just realized there's a piece that I want to use on this. I have this little old-fashioned watch face that I had started to make one of my little watch pieces. You'll see a video. I've got a video on how I make the purse charms out of these little watch faces. But this one I never got around to finishing. I started it and didn't finish it. And you'll see in this, I do have a pink rose here. I need to turn this around so that I can see it and determine how I want to place this so that it's visible, because I just thought this would be a really cool... This came off because this thing stuck down, and I guess it wasn't stuck to this flower real well. So we're just going to stick the flower down like that, and we're good. And then I'm going to try and find a little spot so I can tuck this watch in, and then we're going to embellish around these 2 items and see what we can get on here and how beautiful we can make this piece. On this piece, though, I am going to use a little bit of my E6000 because, again, it is a metal piece, and I want it to be able to stick down to this surface and have the glue hang in there on the metal that's on the back of this, the face of this, so that it stays where I want it to stay. So that's how we're going to do this one. A little bit of hot glue and a little bit of E6000. So I'm just putting this watch piece sort of off to the side of the flower. I'm going to hold it down for a minute so that the hot glue has a chance to sort of set up and stick, and that way I can continue working around it. So that's what we have so far. It looks really cute. Again, some of you may not like the pink rose in there. Some of you may. It's just it's a personal preference. And I know that not everybody is willing to mix colors like that, and that's okay too. So now I'm just going to take some of these little embellishment pieces. I don't want to take it too far. I don't want to make it too over the top. I think I'm going to take this little sort of pink and whitish rose, and I'm going to take the green leaves off of the back of it. I got this from Kiki's sale, and I don't... A lot of times I take the green leaves off of the back of them. If they're really, really bright green, I tend to take them off just because they don't have that realistic look. Not that any of this looks super duper realistic, but I have a thing about that as far as the leaves on the back of these roses. And some of them come with really pretty back leaves. Some of them come with the really bright ones, and so I just kind of make my choice based on that. So I'm going to take this, and since I have the pink flower here and the fall colored flower next to it, this one will kind of take both of those and sort of mix them in a little bit better. And then I think I want to take a little white rose. I have a white paper rose here. I'm going to put this right back there. And the reason I'm using the paper roses towards the back here is because they're lightweight and they're not gonna weigh these leaves down. So it's gonna look, it's gonna stay in place. It's not gonna make this whole thing all weighted down and look off. I want to use a few of these embellishment pieces here, these little rhinestone pieces, and I just need to decide where I want to place them. I love this. This is just a basic little rhinestone piece I think that you get, you know, from the crafting stores. But it's really pretty and it kind of goes with this whole theme. But I also have this one that is multicolored and I'm thinking it may be a better choice only because it will reflect different colors. I may end up using both of them, who knows? Because what I could do is I could have one coming off to the side, which would probably be better for this one. Yeah, I'm going to put this one right here. And actually I'm going to add a little bit of E6000 here. And then I'm going to add a dot of hot glue. And I'm going to set this goldish colored rhinestone right back behind that rose. Looks really pretty. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to be using, I love these little birds that Debbie sells on Kiki Sale. I'm going to be using this little bird somewhere on this piece. So she's just sitting aside waiting for a prominent spot on this piece. And this piece is going to go back under here. So again, with a dot of E6000 and a dot of hot glue, and we're gonna set that in there and hold it down, give it a chance to have the hot glue set, and that way we can continue working. This is almost done, you guys. This is going to be probably one of my shortest videos ever, I think. I also have this little piece that I got. I think I got it from Debbie over at Kiki Sale, but I could be wrong on this one. And if I am, and you're someone else who gave me the, oh, you know what? It may not be. I might have gotten this from a Happy Mail package that I got, I think, from another friend of mine. So I don't know, you guys. Sometimes I get them mixed in with other stuff. I try to keep stuff separate so I can always acknowledge the person that gave me something. But it doesn't always work out. And I'm so sorry if I get that messed up, you guys. I don't mean to. And I just, lately I've been getting a lot of Happy Mail packages. And I've been trying to separate everything out and place everything in different spots. And it's just gotten confusing. My craft room right now is just a disaster. I can't even tell you what a disaster it is. It's that bad. I think I don't know if I'm gonna use this, but I have this lace that I got from Kiki Sale, and you know I like to take my appliques and I like to cut them up and use them in different ways. But I'm thinking, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this because I already laid stuff on top of the other lace, and I don't know if I'll be able to tuck this in here and have it. I don't think it's going to work. Well, maybe up here at the top. I just like to have little lacy pieces sticking out in different spots on my pieces. I think I'm going to just put this little flower here with a little hot glue. I'm going to use a toothpick and just sort of push it in there a little bit. with a couple of little pearls sticking out there. Okay, then I'm going to take another one of these little white roses, and I'm going to place it between these two pieces over here, because I do want to separate these two pieces with something. So that rose is going to be the perfect separation piece. And I want to put this bow in here as well. So I think I'm going to add the bow down here. Let me see. I also have this piece I would like to add somewhere. Maybe this can come off the edge here. And this one I think I'm just going to put a dab of hot glue. And I'm going to glue it to this piece of lace right here. I hope you guys can see this. I totally forgot to move the camera up. So this is where we're at now. We're almost done. I'm going to add this bow and my little birdie, and we are going to be finished. So I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue on the back of this little tiny bow. And I'm not completely covering up this little rhinestone piece over here, so I want that to show as well. And then I think our little bird should sit right on top. So I'm going to put a dot of hot glue right back here, a nice good sized dot of hot glue, so that she can sit there and nest into it and still show at the top of this flower. And she is adorable. Okay, so let's see. My feeling is that, let's see, I've got some white, tiny white roses here, or they're almost like an off-white. And these actually have a little bit lighter, more lime, not really lime green, but a more doable green leaf. Again, I got these from Kiki's sale, and these are teeny tiny roses, and I think I'm going to put a couple of these around to sort of round this piece out, because I kind of feel like it's off kilter a little bit. Let's see. Let me put some glue between these flowers and push that in there. There we go. And I have a little bit of glue popping out right here that I want to get out of there. Okay. So there's that one. I'm not going to put a lot. You know what? I might put one of these little pink and white roses right here off to the side as well, next to the little watch that we have here. And that kind of helps round it out a little bit more so that it's not real skinny and long. It's kind of got a little bit more roundness to it. And I'm going to take one more of these roses and place it right there in that section. And again, I'm not going to take the green off of this one, because the green on these particular roses is the kind of green I don't mind. So there goes my phone again. Sorry guys. Okay. one more thing I'm going to test out. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not, but I'm going to test it out because I love it. And I did get this from Debbie. I'm certain of that. Almost certain of that. Debbie, oh no. I need to start putting boxes together that have the person's name that sent me the stuff. But what I end up trying to do is then I try to put my pieces together in, you know, as to what it is. And you can't keep it in a box with a person's name if that's what you're trying to do. So I'm thinking I kind of would like to have something sort of hanging. I wonder if maybe this would be pretty. Let's see. Well, these are little rhinestone bows, and I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to give it a try on the underneath the other bow, sort of. Maybe that's not going to look right. Two bows in the same spot. I don't think so. Although it does look good off to the side here. And then I'm covering up that pretty rhinestone, but you know what? I'm sorry to say that's what I'm going to do. I do this all the time, and sometimes I end up losing pieces, but I know I can get those little golden rhinestones easily. So I'm just not going to worry about it. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. This is actually a little embellishment piece that can be used on a jewelry box, or if you're making a purse and you want to have a little embellishment that you want to put on it, because I do make purses and things like that. In fact, I'm going to show you a couple of those right now just so you can kind of see. So this piece here, I'm going to back off my camera for a second. This piece here is probably, I'm going to say, one of my all-time favorite projects that I did. And you guys are going to be amazed when you see what this is. And so this was an ugly, ugly piece when I bought it at a thrift store. I can't even remember what the backing was on it, but I took that off, cleaned it up, and I added this lace, and I used a lot of my lace appliques from Kiki's sale on this piece. You've got a piece going across here, and a little bow that she sent me here, and then some little corner pieces that I had cut off. But then this lace on the background was something that I had actually bought a little, it was a little, what do you call it? Oh gosh, what's wrong with me? Communion dress, a little from a little girl that was, it had a couple of stains on it in a couple places. So it was at a thrift store, but most of the lace was in excellent condition. So I took that little, I bought it and I cut it apart and kept the pieces that were good. And then I embellished it with some of my paper roses and my rhinestone pieces, most of which, almost, except for these little roses here, I think, and this piece that I made myself, came from Kiki's sale. So again, more of her appliques, but wait till you see what's inside of this. So what it is a little photo album. How cute is that, and how wonderful would that be for someone who's getting married, or wants to put just a few of their most special wedding pictures in so that they could set it on their nightstand or coffee table in the living room, or somewhere where people can look at their photos. Love, love, love this piece. I have never put this in my store. I made this piece probably at least a year ago. I have not put it in my Etsy shop because I'm afraid to sell it, because I'm afraid I will be really, really sad when I do. So, but it's super cool. You know, the silver part on this is not perfect. It's obviously an older piece. So, you know, it's not one of those perfect pieces, but that just adds to the character of the whole piece. And then some of you may have seen this because I posted it in a couple of my crafting groups. This is a tiny purse that I got, another one that I got at a thrift store. What I did was it was hot pink, sort of like the inside here. I took that and I sprayed it white, the whole outside of the purse, and then I Mod Podged it with some of my floral napkins here that are underneath this lace, covered it in the same lace that I covered this piece in, and then I added, again, I added this silver chain to it, and I added some of the pearl and rhinestone trim that I got from, I just got a roll of this trim from a wonderful lady by the name of Candace that sent me. You guys would not believe the stuff this lady sent me. It was probably a 10-pound box of laces and bling pieces and ribbons and oh my gosh, trims, everything you can possibly imagine was in this box. And Candace, if you're watching this right now, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I am super excited to get started on some pieces using some of the materials that you sent me. And my brain is having trouble deciding which to use first. So anyway, so that's how I embellished it. And I took I had a rhinestone strand that I had gotten from Debbie over at Kiki's Sale. I put that on it. And then again, I used some of the leaves, and some of this silk flower came from Debbie, and she makes these rhinestone roses. I got this from Debbie over at Kiki's. And again, I mean, you guys, this is the most beautiful little purse you've ever seen. And again, the inside is like a very bright pink, hot pink color. It's like a silky inside in perfect condition. And I am super, super happy with the way this turned out. This is in my Etsy shop. It's not a cheap piece because I spent literally hours and hours and hours on this piece just getting it exactly the way I wanted. The same as I did with that little photo album. This one was probably equally as hard for me to put in my store, but I thought, okay, I can't keep everything that I make. And I need to start getting my Etsy shop filled up with things because the Christmas season is going to be coming soon. And I want to make sure I have plenty of stuff there when that season hits. So what I'm going to do really quick, I am going to add a couple of these little pearl stamens that I have. I just think having a couple of these sticking out here and there when you're doing flower projects is nice to have. So I'm going to stick a couple of these back behind a couple of these little roses. Oh gosh. And poke it in there. And I like to stagger them a little bit so that they're both not sitting exactly in the same spot. And that just added a little bit of detail there that I enjoy seeing on my pieces. So anyway, guys, this piece is done. I haven't put anything on the back because I don't know how I'm going to use it when the time comes, but it's done, and I am super, super happy with how it came out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It wasn't as short as I expected it to be, but still not too terribly long. I hope you all have a really, really blessed weekend, and stay safe out there. You know, keep yourselves well, and you know, hopefully we'll all get through these strange times together, and you know, we'll come out of the back end in a much better better way. So anyways, thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Again, blessings to all of you. Have a great day. Make sure, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, because it does help with the algorithm on YouTube. It helps me to get out there to more people. So the more people I can get to like and subscribe, the better for my channel. And make some comments below if you have some suggestions on different projects or things that you'd like to see. I have several things coming up that I have in my brain to do, and you know, hopefully I can get started on those. And there you can see, just kind of poking out behind everything, is that little watch piece, and it really does look cute on this. So I'm glad I used it. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.